guys, so in today's tutorial I'll be showing you how to make this stitch. So in this clutch pattern the stitch is a little altered, but I just wanted to show you some examples of what you could make with this stitch. This is a vintage stitch and I'm calling it the soda pop stitch because these bobbles remind me of the bubbles in sodas, and these remind me of the straws. Now for the clutch pattern you can go check out Crochet Zine on Instagram. You will find the pattern there, and you will also find the full pattern with some additional footage in my blog, and all these will be linked down below. So let's just grab some yarn and grab a hook. So for this tutorial I'm actually going to be using the leftover green from this clutch, and for this I used Vannas Choice, which is from Lion brand, 100% acrylic. It's medium, but I find that it's pretty heavy worsted. If you ask me, it does recommend a 5.5mm crochet hook versus the usual 5. And the color here is Kelly Green, which I absolutely love. I will also be using a 5mm crochet hook. Alright, so let us start. You will need to chain, sorry if I'm going a little bit off camera, I think I'm going to adjust the angle a little bit. Alright, perfect. So you will need to chain 27. Now this is the basic stitch. The actual stitch pattern requires a multiple of 7 plus 6, so I'm using 21 plus 6, which is 27. So that's what I'm going to chain here. And I'll meet you back here when I have the 27 chain. Alright, so here I have chained 27. And now I will do 1 single crochet in the first chain from the hook. So this is the first chain next to our hook. From the hook, it's here, so I'm going to do a single crochet. And just to review, a single crochet is insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then yarn over, pull through both loops. So I'm going to do 1 single crochet in each chain across for a total of 26 single crochet, and I'll meet you back here when I finish those 26. The end of row 1, don't forget to chain 1. And now I'll walk you through row 2 and row 3 because row 2 and row 3 are exactly the same. Now if you're actually doing the clutch, then you will actually have to go from row 2 to row 8 doing single crochets. But I think we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves. So like I was saying, for rows 2 and for row 3, we are simply going to do a single crochet in each single crochet. And we're going to be chaining 1 at the end of the row. So I will meet you back here at the end of the row. So I finished row 2 and I chained 1 to bring up my yarn. Now I'm going to turn my work once more and I'm going to continue with row 3 doing 1 single crochet in each single crochet. So at the end of this row 3 I should have, and you should too, 26 stitches. Now like I said, I have 26 stitches because we are working with multiples of 7 plus 6, and I just chose that number because that's what I did here for this clutch. Okay, but if you are working a different pattern or you're working something different, then your numbers would be different, but your instructions would still remain the same. So I will meet you back, whoops, let's get that out of the way, back here for row 4. Okay, reached the end of row 3, so once again we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and for row 4 we are going to do 1 single crochet in each single crochet until we reach the end of the row. So we should still have 26 single crochets when we get to the end. Don't forget to chain 1, and then we will begin working with row 5. We've reached the end of row 4, and do not panic if your work is starting to look something like this. Turn your work and we will now begin row 5. Now row 5, here is where it gets just a tiny little bit tricky. But we just have to pay attention, and then it kind of becomes second nature. So the first thing we are going to do is we're going to do 1 single crochet in each of the first 4 single crochets. Okay, so that's 3 and this is 4. All right, and now what we're going to do is we're going to begin working into row 2. Okay, so row 2, you can count backwards. So this will be row 4, this row 4, this row 3, this is row 2. Okay, and we're going to be working into the second stitch from row 2, which is this one. Okay, so into that second stitch here, which you can mark if you so choose. I'm just gonna work it with you guys. We're gonna work a double treble, and that is a US double treble. Okay, so we're gonna yarn over 3 times, and we are gonna work around this second stitch. Now, how I prefer to do this is actually to turn the work and just pop up this stitch here and go into that stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. So now you will have 5 loops on your hook. Okay, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. All right, so if we face our work, we have one of the first straws. Now we're going to skip 3 stitches from this second row as well. So this is 1, 2, and 3, and we are going to work a bobble into this 4th stitch right here. Now when I mean into the stitch, I mean that I'm literally going to pick up this leg with the top part of the single crochet, and I'm going to be working into these. Okay, and that's what I mean by going into the stitch. So for this treble, we're going to yarn over twice because it's going to be a bobble treble. Going to insert our hook to where I showed you into that 4th stitch. I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop. Okay, and I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2. Only through 2 because it's a bobble. So I'm going to yarn over once, going back into that same stitch. I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over once, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, we've got 3 trebles there. So yarn over once, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and we've got 4, correct? So these trebles are going to form our, sorry, I went off camera there. These trebles are going to form our bobble. Now I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to pull through 4 loops. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to leave 3 loops on the hook. Okay, and I am going to skip 2 stitches from row 2 as well, 1, 2, and I'm going to work a double treble around this 3rd stitch. Okay, so the double treble once again is to yarn over 3 times, and I'm going to be, like I said, I just find it easier to have the work facing me. insert my hook around that stitch, kind of like if you were doing a front post. Okay, then I'm going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then once I've got these 4 loops left on my hook, I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. And just take a moment and look at our work. That forms our completed bobble. So this would be our double treble, which I call ladders, and this is my other ladder, and in the middle we have the actual bobble. Now we're going to start working back into row 5, okay, which is this we're going to call this our working row. And into our working row, we are going to miss this first. It's going to be a little hard to show you, so I'm actually going to flip this around so you can see better. So I'm going to, if you can see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this doesn't really count. I'm going to miss this stitch, and I'm going to work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single crochets. It's going to be a little bit finicky at first, okay, but you kind of just have to power through. So I'm going to work single crochets. That was my first. It kind of closes off the whole bobble business. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and now that I've worked those 6 single crochets, I am going to go back into row 2, and I'm going to work a double treble around the stitch where I worked the previous double treble. Okay, so once again, yarn over 3 times, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And now, working into row 2 as well, I'm going to skip 1, 2, and 3 stitches, and I'm going to work a bobble or into this 4th stitch. The bobble is yarn over twice for a treble, and once again that's a US treble. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over once, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over once, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over once, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, we've got 4 trebles. I'm going to yarn over, go through 4 loops, leave 3 remaining, and I'm going to skip 2 stitches from row 2 once again, and I'm going to work a double treble around this 3rd stitch. Okay, so I'm going to yarn over 3 times, I'm going to go around the stitch, insert my hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and I will have 4 loops on my hook. And I'm going to yarn over, pull through all 4. So what that does is it closes our bobble ladder, as I like to call it, or my soda pop. Okay. So we're going to repeat what we did before, which is going to go back into our working row. So that is going to require us to shuffle about a little and kind of push the bobble stitch down. Skip this single crochet and work into the next single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, so we've come now. This is what our work should look like so far. I'm having a bit of trouble because this stitch is like, it just wants to curve and not show you what it's doing. And then I'm having to crochet around the camera. And I don't usually crochet like a knife. I crochet like a pen. So anyway, so now that we've completed 6 single crochets, I'm just going to get some more yarn. And I am going to yarn over 3 times because we're going to do a double treble around the previous stitch in which we did a double treble. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. So now we're going to skip 3 stitches, and into this 4th stitch we're going to work a bobble. To do so, we will yarn over twice, insert our hook like I showed you the first time, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over once, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over once, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So that is 3. And then yarn over once more, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. And we've got 4 of those trebles. Yarn over, pull through 4 loops, leaving 3 loops on your hook. We're going to yarn over 3 times now, and we're going to skip 2 stitches and work into this 3rd stitch. Our double trebles. I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop, I'm going to yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and then when there's 4 loops left on our hook, I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 4. Alright, so for the last time I'm going to go behind our work and we're going to skip this stitch. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to skip that single crochet, boop, okay, skip the single crochet and then do 1 single crochet in the stitch next to that. So that's 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 3 single crochet, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so that is 6 single crochets. Now to end this row, what we're going to do is we're going to do a double treble. So we're going to yarn over 3 times and work that double treble in the previous stitch that contains a double treble. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2. And then into our last single crochet, we are going to work a single crochet. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the first row of our pattern proper, as I like to call it, because it's the actual soda pops. So we're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn our work, and we are going to work 1 single crochet into each stitch across for a total of 26 single crochets. Now if you've worked cables before, this does mean that you are going to be skipping this stitch here. Okay, so your bobbles, you're going to be skipping your bobbles. And do 1 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I will meet you back here when we've got 26 single crochets, and I will walk you through rows 8 and 9. That was row 6. Now for row 7, we're going to chain 1 to bring up our yarn, turn our work, and we are going to work 1 single crochet in each single crochet until we reach the end of the row. So that will be a total of 26 single crochets. And I will meet you back here at the end of the row for row 8. So this is the end of row 7. I've already chained up 1 to bring up my yarn, and now I'm going to turn my work, and for row 8 I'm going to work 1 single crochet in each stitch across until the end of the row, and then I will show you what to do for row 9. Alright, so we're ready to start row 9. It's okay if your work keeps twisting, mine certainly does. So for row 9, we're going to do 1 single crochet into the first single crochet, and then we are going to do a double treble on top of the double treble from the previous row of double trebles. So that would mean you're working your double treble into row 5. So for the double treble, once again, we wrap our yarn 3 times, and I'm just going to do like we've been doing, and I'm going to bring this up so I can loop it around the top of the stitch. See? And now I'm going to be working, oops, okay, let's try that again. So essentially you're going to be treating this as if it were a front post. Okay. It's a little bit finicky. Okay. So that was a double treble on top of the previous row of double trebles. And now what we are going to do is we are going to do 1 single crochet in each of the next 6 single crochets. So we're not going to skip 1 single crochet this time. We're going to work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay? So pulling that double treble forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the next thing we are going to do is wrap our yarn 3 times, because we're going to do a double treble around that top of the double treble from row 5. So once again, I just kind of pull it up. It's find it easier. And if you find this a little bit hard, just think to yourself that you're doing raised stitches. You're doing front posts, okay? So look at that beauty. So if we compare what we have, you can see what we're already forming here. This would be our second row of these raised stitches. Okay, so as you can tell, we will be repeating the bobble ladder pattern. So now we kind of just have to move our stitches a bit, because there is a stitch right here hidden behind the raised stitches. So we're going to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to work into this 4th stitch. That's where we're going to work our bobble. So we're going to yarn over twice, and we're going to insert our hook into that stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over once, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over once, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over once, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. All right, so we've got 4 of those trebles. So I'm gonna yarn over once, pull through 4 loops. That leaves me with 3 loops on my hook. And I'm gonna yarn over 3 times for that double treble. Now we're gonna work this double treble around the next double treble that we had in previous in the previous row 6. Okay, so just showing you where I'm inserting my hook. Gonna yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Oh my goodness, it's getting a little bit hassly, huh? Yarn over. Oh no, no. Let's try that again. So we're gonna yarn over 3 times. We're gonna put our hook through that top of the raised stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over. So once we've completed our ladder, our bobble and our ladder, we will work 1 single crochet into each of the next 6 single crochets from row 8. So that be the first one right there. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to wrap our yarn 3 times around our hook, and we are going to work a double treble around the previous stitch that has the double treble. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so if we can see a little bit of a pattern here, we're going to be working our ladders without bobbles over the previous stitches that have the bobbles, and our ladders with bobbles over the previous space that does not have a bobble. Okay, so what does this mean now? Now it means that we are going to do a bobble right here. Okay, so we've already done our raised stitch, so I'm going to yarn over twice for that bobble. I'm going to skip 3 stitches into this 4th stitch, which is kind of the middle of the space. I'm going to work the bobble just like I showed you. So I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over once, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over once, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over once, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so that is 4. I'm going to yarn over once and put through 4 loops on the hook. So I've got 3 loops left on my hook. I'm going to yarn over 3 times, and we're going to work a double treble into the top of the previous double treble. So I still find it easier to just kind of like smush it up, lift it, and the space that it forms when I lift it, that's where I put my double treble. Okay. Alright, so I've completed that little bubble space, correct? So that means that I shall be working now single crochets, 6 single crochets in, 1 single crochet into each of the next 6 stitches as well. So it's 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so now we are going, there we go, just kind of fixing that bobble, it was bothering me. So now we're going to work a double treble. So yarn over 3 times and work a double treble on top of the previous double treble worked. And now in this space that doesn't have a bobble, I'm going to work a bobble. So I'm going to skip 3 stitches again. So 1, 2, 3 into this 4th stitch. I'm going to yarn over twice and start my bobble. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 3. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. That's 4. So yarn over, pull through 4, 3 left on my hook, and I'm going to yarn over 3 times now and around. So this one really is going to be like a front post. Just we're going to go around that stitch and we're going to do a double treble. Alright, we've completed all the bobbles necessary for this repeat that I have here. So that means that to finish this row, we are just going to do single crochet into each of the remaining single crochets. So that there's going to be 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, because here we did 7 before we started our first bobble. All right. So as always, move the stitches, play with them a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Guys, we did it. Okay, so we have finished our soda pop stitch for now. So this is going to be the end of the tutorial here. Remember, if you were actually continuing on a pattern, like say you were making a garment or a bigger project like this clutch, you would then repeat the rows that I've shown you here. So after this bobble, you would do 3 rows of single crochet, then a row of the bobbles, 3 rows of single crochet, the row of the bobbles, and so on. If you find it easier, there is a written tutorial. Now the written tutorial is for this clutch, but so the difference between what I showed you here and this clutch is that here I started with 8 rows of single crochet and I ended with 5 rows of single crochet to just make this spaces before and after my bobbles equal. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful. If you have any questions about this stitch, then please write to me and let me know. Like I shared with you guys, this is a vintage stitch that can be found in the Vogue Dictionary of Crochet Stitches. I have reworked it just a tiny bit, especially for this clutch, but I hope you guys enjoyed that and come up with lots of wonderful different projects to use this stitch for. I'm very tempted to design a cardigan in this, but it's very time consuming because the base of all the stitch is single crochet, as you can see. Alright guys, thank you for checking out this tutorial, and do not hesitate to follow me on social media and ask questions of the stitch, and please don't forget to tag me. All the links you need for anything will be in the down bar below. Thank you!